Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the League of Super Zeros. Oh wait, I forgot the right intro. That's not the right intro, is it? It's How Diddly Dee Brothers. Welcome to the League of Super Zeros. There we go. Alright, let's get right into the podcast.
Okay. Cyborg here, by the way. We also have Batman again.
The Dark Knight.
And HJ4521.
Yes, wheel time.
Again, with a car.
Yeah, we're forgetting our Tesla.
Oh yeah, because the Tesla is pretty much just like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's non-existent.
He's filming Cars 4 or something at the moment. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. First topic is the night. Sony versus Marvel.
Ooh, perfect.
Versus Marvel. I'm tired.
Sony versus Marvel, the $1 billion deal. You want to know why I named it that? So, Sony and Marvel... So, Sony loans Marvel, Spider-Man, and all the characters, right? Except any characters that Marvel uses, Sony is unable to use the likenesses of. So, you know Michelle Jones, like MJ in the Spider-Man movie?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a reason she's not called Mary Jane and she's not a redhead. It's because if Marvel did that, Sony wouldn't get to use her. So if Sony... Yeah. And same thing with Mysterio and the Vulture. Sony can still use them as villains, they just can't use, like, the Vulture who has a wingsuit made of, like, metallic alloys or whatever. And they can't use the Mysterio that's Jake Gyllenhaal's version of Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they can't use that version of Peter Parker. They can't use that version of Aunt May. They can still use the characters, but any characters that Marvel has created, they cannot use. And any like instances of those characters that Marvel has put in their movies, they cannot use. And the reason I have it as Sony versus Marvel, the $1 billion deal, is because Sony has stated that if Far From Home does not make $1 billion before its like run through theaters is over, they're going to pull out of the Marvel deal and take all their characters with them. Which I think is a bad idea. That's just going to piss people off even more. What was that?
It's not their characters to begin with. It's Marvel's characters, period.
It is. And Marvel should totally buy them back from Sony. They have enough money, that's for sure.
Plus, they're owned by Disney. Disney should be backing.
Yeah. Disney should be giving them so much money.
Especially all the money they made off of Endgame.
Yeah. So far, it's made $580 million, and this has been its like second week. So hopefully it'll make more money. Although even if it doesn't make $1 billion, I really doubt that Sony will still pull out just because of the amount of money they're raking in through this MCU deal. Your guys' thoughts?
Zoned out. Sorry.
Okay. Your thoughts on on Sony pulling out of Marvel's cinematic universe if Spider-Man doesn't make $1 billion?
It's a little dumb because it's a cash cow already. Why would they just pull out because it doesn't get enough money? I mean,
yeah,
it's already making a lot of bank, but if like you don't make enough bank, like it's good enough for them to like stay with it. Like why would they just ditch that then? If it's
something else that's fun, so a sequel to Far From Home is all but confirmed, pretty much, whether it's made by Sony or made by Marvel. Or Sony produces the movies, Marvel makes them.
Mm-hmm.
But a sequel, Spider-Man, Homeless Man, or whatever the third one's going to be called.
Spider-Man dies.
Spider-Man dies. The end. But a third one is all but confirmed, but it has also been rumored that there are 6 more for making a total of 9 Spider-Man movies.
Bro, what?
Yeah, it would be the first Marvel like solo film to have more than 3 movies because Marvel really likes their trilogies.
Mm-hmm.
Man, honestly though, I'd be okay with that. You know, Spider-Man's like one of my most favorite Marvel characters.
Yeah, and he also has like the amount of villains that you would need to make that many movies. Like I couldn't see them making like 9 Wonder Woman movies or even like 9 Iron Man movies. Those characters, like, sure, they have like one or two really good villains, but besides those guys, like Wonder Woman has Cheetah and Ares. Iron Man has what's his name? The
I mean,
Mandarin,
if Wonder Woman is identical, so
I suppose. But like, I couldn't see them making that many movies with another character. What do you think?
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
silence.
Yep.
Dead air is the enemy of the podcast.
Bro, let's just move on then.
Okay, next topic.
Eh.
So it would be bad if Sony pulled out. There we go.
Call of Duty,
literally.
Modern Warfare, and the Horror War.
All right,
Okay.
Batman, you want to start us off on this one?
Yes. So, if you guys haven't heard, all right, HJ and Wolf, um, Modern Warfare is being rebooted. Happy about it. It's one of my favorite games of all time is Modern
Sorry,
Warfare.
you just cut out there for a second.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm very happy about it. One of my favorite games of all time is Modern Warfare. You guys can make fun of me later about that. Anyways,
It's not something like make fun of. It's a good game. So I think so.
So if you guys haven't heard, at E3 they allowed people to play a campaign demo. So like the first mission, and the way it starts off is with an airport bombing, by a car in London. Well, all these game journalists and reviewers are saying that like, oh, this is too dark. This shouldn't happen. Why is that the big realism? Well, and the main like fans and outside people are just like, it's war. War is not all sunshine and rainbows. War is dark, you know?
War is not supposed to be like this peaceful thing
Yeah.
where it's just guys shooting at each other. There's atrocities committed. That's why the Geneva Conventions are a thing.
One thing that's actually offending people is because it's modern, right? It's like this stuff has happened and probably will continue to happen, you know?
Yeah, like you're never gonna pretty much be able to stop terrorists.
I mean, one of the most controversial scenes easily in the game. You have a choice. In the first mission, you break into an apartment building where all these terrorists are at, and in the first mission, you have a choice to shoot a woman or her baby, or you shoot the baby instead. So it's getting a lot of controversy for those reasons, being too realistic, too dark, you know.
Wait, you
And,
you can shoot the baby instead? You said
yeah,
that's dark.
yeah, but it depicts modern war. It's
Yeah,
war. War's not kid friendly. War's not light. It's not an easy topic. You know, it's war. You know, and then the second mission is a gas attack in London.
oh,
So it's all basically real life event.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that has happened in London.
You guys have any opinions?
Yeah, whew. I am of the opinion where I think if you're gonna do it, go full in. Just really like dive into the political and like moral ramifications of what happens in war. Because it sounds like this campaign is going to be like just better. Like I'm actually interested in this COD, not just pretty much just because of this controversy. I'm like, hey, what is going on over here? Is this like what's up with the campaign in this game? So I checked it out and I'm like, yeah, I need to like keep an eye on this because this could be a campaign that I'm actually interested in, where they might like delve into more of the controversial stuff, as you said, terrorist attacks and like hostage situations and whatnot.
Yeah. Modern Warfare though has always been known for like its controversies, especially Modern Warfare 2 with its no Russian mission.
Yeah.
That gets a lot of hate. So, I mean, yeah, and usually, from what I've noticed, Call of Duties that get under controversy are usually some of the best. You know,
Yeah,
like
like
Modern
Modern
Warfare
Warfare
2.
2, that was amazing.
Yeah,
And like Modern Warfare 1, not so much, but Modern Warfare 1 was still good. Like I
yeah,
recently replayed through the remastered edition, and it's still an amazing campaign.
really is. That part where you walk out and like with the
Oh
nuke
yes, that's it hits you like a
and
brick
you see
wall.
like the entire army just dead.
And then there's people
That was
walking
wild.
around that keel over. Oh, it's it's horrifying, but that's what a nuclear strike would be like.
It's war, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. People need to get that war isn't just what you see in the movies, where it's just people like shooting each other, or just guys in tanks shooting at other tanks,
Mhm.
or a big shit battle fighting miles away. Some parts of war are fought up close, where people people die, and it's like it's just there's so many parts in video games that video games don't really explore this kind of thing either. Really,
No,
they
I think they
more
should.
what?
I think they should.
Oh, I definitely think they should. I just don't know. I'm just saying that they don't usually. Uh, I don't know.
Well, it's
Huh,
running on a new engine, and I
that'll
like
be
that they're
cool.
taking a step in the right direction. Because I mean, it's when you have a modern game, and this is what I didn't like about some of the previous Call of Duties. I'm gonna be honest with you guys about something here.
Yeah.
I mean, I played almost every game in the series. Okay, yes, even Black Ops 4, and I have not enjoyed a Call of Duty campaign since Call of Duty Ghosts. And that's because when you go away from the modern setting, it's just because there's no point. I mean, yeah, World War II has been played out so much now. Like World War II shooters are just getting out of date.
Mhm.
Yeah, they definitely are. People recently the landscape of video games have moved towards the future stuff. Like all of
Yeah,
that.
that. I mean, like World War II games like Wolfenstein, Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah, but the
You know,
thing about Wolfenstein real quick is like it's set in modern times, but it's just an alternate uh
Alternate future.
yeah, it's just an alternate future.
I see.
Yeah, it's like a future where the Germans
The
win.
Nazis won World War II, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, shit went down.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
I like the fact that like what is it? Modern Warfare, the new one. I like how it's gonna go with the grittier. Like I don't feel like a lot of Call of Duties, like any really like war game has went at least as far as I've heard with this new one. So it's cool to see that they're sort of stepping outside their bounds a little bit, with what they're
yeah,
doing,
definitely.
and at least coming up with new content and at least like captivating stories and not just like the same old like, duh, we're fighting a war and no one knows what we're fighting for. Yeah.
That is something that they don't really go into is why you're fighting this war. You're more
Mhm.
so just sent to be a soldier on the battlefield, and
No, these
Well,
you're just a
seem
soldier on the battlefield.
these seem like more like actual operations that you'd actually do if you're like in
Like more
modern
tactical
combat.
missions.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like you have to decide on the fly too, it seems like, and not just being told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a lot of Call of Duty
just a
games,
bit.
it's the same thing. It's like like you're thrown into the battlefield, you're fucking Private Ramirez or something like that, and every 2 minutes you're getting yelled at, Ramirez, go and shoot that guy. Ramirez, go and defuse that bomb. It's the same thing every time. Like I noticed
Yeah.
that with Modern Warfare. I think 3 did that a lot. All of the Black Ops games except for 1. I think 1 was a little different, but 2 and 3, definitely. It's just like go and do the thing and nothing happens. But like, I don't know. There were a few Call of Duty games that went a little differently. You know, that I think that they're good, but like, I think this Modern Warfare is going to be a lot better. To be honest.
Definitely, I'm really hyped for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The
I mean,
only what was that?
I agree with you. I mean, for the most part, because you look at like Call of Duty as a whole, I mean, for the most part, it pretty much is the same game. Okay.
Yeah, the
I mean,
mechanics are very similar, and nothing
this
nothing
one,
much changes. They might add in some new gear or something like that, but to be honest, besides the skin changes, pretty much not all that much
yeah,
changes. Because if they did, the fan base would get mad.
Mm-hmm.
well,
They
this
can
one
only
though
really
has
add
a
stuff.
new engine running on it.
Yeah, that
Uh,
too.
it's the first Call of Duty with a new engine, but no, I do agree with you guys. Because I mean, I feel like though Modern Warfare has been the only Call of Duty to ever have like a story that you know what you're fighting for, like Black Ops, right? You know, from Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2, not knowing what the hell
Yes.
you're doing. And then Black Ops
Yeah.
3 is just like completely irrelevant to the story. And then Black Ops 4 doesn't even have a campaign,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they're
And
all very loosely connected. Like
1 and 2 of Black
Black
Ops are very
Ops.
connected.
Yeah,
3 is just in its own little world.
three.
It's very tangentially related.
I think
Like you have to
three.
read some in-game like collectibles.
I think three was connected one way to two, which was
Yeah.
they. I think they mentioned Raul Menendez in there somewhere
Yes, they do.
once. They were just like, we
yeah,
we got our weapons from Menendez, and then the main character freaks out, just like, what'd you say, Menendez? And then like they fucking you die.
Yeah. I did like the campaign of Black Ops 3 though. It was a little like too big for itself. Or what I should say is like
Train
it
go.
was pretending to be deep.
Yeah, it really wasn't, to be honest.
So,
It wasn't the. I don't remember exactly what the campaign was because I've only played it once. It wasn't the best, I know. But one thing I have to say is Train Go Boom.
Train go boom. World
I
Yeah.
War
mean,
II. How'd you like that bad
Yeah, it
game?
was so. I know the story was forgettable enough that I can't remember literally any of it. So,
well, I played through the entire story of World War II and still don't even remember what the hell I was fighting for. You know? I mean, because like Modern Warfare at least has a main villain, you know,
Yes, it does. It has what's his name?
Makarov,
Makarov. Yeah.
mhm.
you know. But I mean, Modern Warfare, the premise is the super terrorist in Russia basically attacks America. They send in the SEAL team and the U.S. Army to go fight. That's the premise of Modern Warfare. Like, and then like you got these like made up teams in the Black Ops series. Now I know Black Ops teams are actually real and all that, but
Yeah.
like, and like Black Ops 3, like really, like it's. I'm not trying to be one of those guys where it's gonna be like, oh, video games have to be realistic, right? But
Sure.
you know, Modern Warfare is a pretty realistic game as in terms of like
Yes. Yeah.
if it were
In
to be
terms of
like,
what goes on and what the missions are.
yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, because there's a perfect balance of stealth mission and like you're in the front lines fighting. You know, that's where the Burger Town meme came from. America's under attack, defend Burger Town at all costs.
See, I really liked in Modern Warfare the first one, the original. The missions where you were fighting through. I think it was Afghanistan, where you're just
Yeah,
in a team of just general U.S. soldiers and you're fighting through the city trying to secure this building or find the target, and then at the very end, get out of there to not get nuked. But then you end up getting hit with it anyway.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like Modern Warfare though, that series as a whole is the only Call of Duty series to ever get me choked up every time.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I mean, it's kind of sad to be honest. Like, especially like you were saying, like, when the nuke happens in Modern Warfare 1 and your guy walks out and just falls to the ground, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then, like, you see it all in Modern Warfare 3 again.
Yeah.
You play through that when, spoiler alert, Soap died.
Hmm.
If you haven't played Modern Warfare 3 by now and you don't know that, I'm not gonna even apologize for the spoiler.
I've only played through, like, I've played through it, but I've only played it once, so I don't remember key details.
Yes, Soap and Yuri died. There you go. I spoiled it for everybody who's watching.
Wow. I remember it had a good ending, at least. I think.
Yeah, you hang that off.
Yep. Bada bing, bada boom.
All right, let's move on to the next topic then.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Yep.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Are you waiting for the wheel to finish spinning?
Area 51 versus the people.
Oh no.
Oh, this is a fun one.
September
You wanna explain this
20th.
one, Wolf?
September 20th is a large event put on Facebook where people want to go to raid Area 51 to see what happens, even though
To
the
see
government
them aliens.
to see the aliens
See them aliens.
and of course something's gonna happen, but it's not gonna be that great because everyone's just gonna get shot or
And
arrested.
no one's gonna go anyway. 750,000 people are not gonna show up at Area 51 and just hop the fence.
We'll have to see. Area 51 is one of those places where if you just wander in there, you can get shot. So it's just one of those things where the FBI and whoever else is, gonna be there is going to shoot people who enter.
Oh yeah, they have shoot to kill authorization.
Yeah, so it's like
if you trespass on it because it's
yeah,
it's a U.S. Air Force base.
mm-hmm. It's gonna be dumb. There's gonna be people who die or get shot.
If they try to, yes.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, I think anybody won't do it, but this day and age, you never know.
We will have to see. It's just one of those.
The kill thing.
What is that?
If they're shooting to kill, why would you tempt it?
Yeah.
Like, stay away from Area 51 to begin with. I mean, you don't know what's there. So then, like, especially when they shoot to kill authorized.
Well, they may just use anti-riot equipment, actually.
It might be a lot of, if we're talking actual, like, police shit, it's gonna be, anti-riot and less lethal. So shit like
probably be using tear gas, pepper
balls, flashbangs, probably tear gas,
sonic weapons.
Maybe some advanced shit. So maybe some stuff like maybe lasers.
Oh now you're just going crazy.
Lasers, fucking lasers. Or they might also have what is it? High pressure cannons as well. So like water, they might have.
Real quick, just for the base information. I don't know if we've gone over it yet, but I'm just gonna restate it if we have. We're talking about a planned quote unquote raid on Area 51 that was started on some troll on Facebook and has since received over 750,000 people who said they're going and over 700,000 who said they're interested. This is planned for September 20th and will not happen because no one will show up. If people do show up, there will be no one there.
We'll have to see.
And they're not going to find any aliens because there are no aliens.
Well, Area 51 it's literally just it's
because the aliens are at Area 52.
Yeah, apparently they wanted to. Wow. Apparently, people think that it's just aliens there, but I think what it was just.
It's a weapons and aerial vehicle testing ground.
Yeah.
So the Black Hawk helicopters that were used in the raid on Osama bin Laden that
Yeah.
had special stealth and sonar displacement technology so they won't get detected.
Uh-huh.
Those were designed at Area 51.
I see.
So stuff like that. Just the secret, like the or no, I don't think they were Black Hawk helicopters.
It's the ones they used to,
Yes.
stay under the radar.
There's a U.S. bomber. Yeah, they are Black Hawk helicopters, but there's a U.S. bomber, a U.S. stealth bomber. Yes, found it. The B-2 Spirit, U.S. stealth bomber, was also developed at Area 51. And so just a lot of aircraft and special weapons that they put on the planes is all developed there.
Yeah, because most of it was like super top secret. That's why they had to keep it in Area 51. That's why, because of it being so goddamn top secret, that's why they had to, keep it in there. And that's why they kept people out so hard. Not because aliens.
We don't know what's going on.
All they're gonna find, if anyone gets in, all they're gonna find is, what is it? All they're gonna find.
Unfortunately, no one's gonna get in.
Yeah, all they're gonna find is Pokestops
I
and
don't get
empty
how people
gyms
are taking
because.
this seriously.
Yes.
And I hope no one is. But if anyone is, I hope they're not.
There's gonna be some people that show. There's no one. It's not gonna be no one. No, literally, some people are gonna show up. 100%.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Next topic. Wow.
The Tesla's not here for the next podcast. We're finding someone else.
Oh my god. Alright, what is that one? Netflix original shows.
Our Tesla's running out of gas, guys.
Yeah,
Right.
Tesla's ran out of gas.
Yeah, the Tesla ran out of gas.
Alright, so Netflix
I'm gonna read
originals.
through some Netflix original shows, and you guys are gonna tell me what you think of them. If you've seen them. Stranger Things.
Good. I haven't seen it, but good. That's all I know.
I've seen it, really good. My ratings for the seasons, I would say 3, 2, and then 1.
Wow.
So I'm pretty much the opposite of what everyone thinks. Next one, Black Mirror.
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good anthology series, although season 5 was not that good. There were only 3 episodes, and each of them weren't that Black Mirror-y. Lucifer from the CW. Netflix bought it off of them.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good.
Okay, really good. Do you have anything more to say?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
It's a DC show.
Yeah. Although not in the Arrowverse, which is kind of weird.
Oh, it's
really
Vertigo.
wish it was. Has anyone here seen Jessica Jones?
Nope.
I've heard it's good. I've seen some scenes in the villain Kilgrave, the Purple Man. Looks really cool. Like, he's not purple. His look, he doesn't look cool, but he looks like he would be a cool villain just because of his power. It's anything he says you have to obey because he like secretes these microviruses that force you to obey his every command. And then next up, The Umbrella Academy. Has anyone here seen that?
Nope.
I've read the comic and seen the show. Show follows the comic storyline fairly closely. The humor's really fun. All the actors are great. I really enjoyed it. Next up.
What about Santa Clarita Diet?
What did you say?
What?
It's a Netflix original. It's about this woman who gets infected with the zombie virus, but
Oh yes, I see this. Santa Clarita Diet. Let me see what this is. Sheila goes through a dramatic transformation that sends her down the road of death and destruction, but leaves her looking and feeling better than ever. What is this show about? Oh, she turns into a zombie and craves human flesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow,
Her
who would have
her
thought?
hooking up to kill people so she can eat.
Yeah, apparently.
All right.
Next up, let's Daredevil. What do you guys? Has anyone seen Daredevil?
Had no.
So season 1,
You seen season 1? How is it? Good show.
boring.
Boring.
It's really boring.
All right, let's go on then. Ooh, this one's kind of fun. Has anyone here seen season 1 or 2 of 13 Reasons Why?
Nope.
Seen both.
So have I. It's very cringe. It has a lot of that like adults writing teenage lines that makes it feel
Especially
like
the
kind of
second season.
out of its time. Yeah, especially the second season, and the way they handle some of the topics. Like on the CDC's recommendations for showing suicide in TV and movies, they break a lot of the rules. Like the CDC recommends to not show the suicide in very like big detail, which they do in the show. They also recommend not to have the person who committed suicide leave behind a note or anything, because that doesn't represent like what actual suicides are like and what those people feel.
Mm-hmm.
And 13 Reasons Why is all about that. The main character, Clay, I think his name is, just going through the 13 notes that she leaves pretty much. And then the second season is, 13 tapes. They're kind of like notes. In the second season, since it's not going off the book anymore, well, the first season is kind of annoying because in the book he listens to all 13 tapes in like a day. Like all through them, like he starts them I think in like the evening and then ends them in like mid-afternoon the next day. Like he listens to them straight. But in the show it takes him like months to listen to all the tapes. Just kind of in season 2 is where it just goes off the rails because they don't have any source material to pull from, kind of like Game of Thrones seasons like 7 through 8.
Mm-hmm.
And the end of season 2 is it's just insane.
The way that ended was just so weird. I mean, I know it was setting up for season 3, but
Oh, it's easily set up, but the way they're going, I haven't heard anything about a season 3 though. That's the thing.
no. But I mean, like to end it off like that was kind of stupid in my opinion, because it's just like he's about to shoot up a school, and that's where you leave it.
Yes.
You know, you could have at least shown him getting arrested or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Conflict was resolved, not leave us on a cliffhanger.
Next up, we have Punisher. Has anyone here seen The Punisher?
No.
Nope.
I've heard it's good. The action scenes, I've seen a few of them. They look pretty amazing. Has anyone here seen Luke Cage?
Nope.
Alright, I have not heard anything about that one except for the fact that it is that it has like Chitauri bullets that can shoot through Luke Cage, like who has like the bulletproof skin, pretty much. Altered Carbon. It's a show. I've seen a few episodes of it. It's pretty cool. Has anyone else seen anything about it?
Which show?
Nope.
Altered Carbon.
Nope.
It's a show about, so basically people's minds are contained within like chips in their heads, and the chips can be taken out and put in new bodies. So it's pretty much just about people who are pretty much immortal living in the future. And it's really interesting the way they go about it, because sure, that's the setting, but the plot is a old mob enforcer, I'm pretty sure, like an old enforcer for the Asian mob, is transported into like a new body like hundreds of years into the future, and he's like hired by one of the like higher ups in the social hierarchy in the world to solve a murder case. It's pretty entertaining, but I never finished the first season. Next up, Iron Fist. Has anyone seen Iron Fist?
Nope.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty boring. It wasn't very entertaining. I didn't really like it that much.
Granted, I didn't saw the first season.
Yeah. I got one more looks like. A series of unfortunate events.
Oh.
Have you seen it, Batman?
Nope.
I've seen scenes from it. I've seen critiques of it. It just sounds like too depressing of a show for me to watch. So, no thanks.
And thank you very much for skipping over all of the Netflix original anime.
I mean, when I look up Netflix original shows, none of it. Well, let me see the animated stuff that comes up. I skipped over. Okay, they got BoJack Horseman. I've never seen it.
Some streaming service exclusive shows suck.
Whatever Big Mouth is, I don't know what that is.
Oh, gross.
Something called Super Monsters, and that's all that came up. And there's like 40 some Netflix TV shows on here.
I don't know.
Okay.
Next.
Yeah. Well, there's only one left, so let's just get right into it.
What is it?
It is Stranger Things Season 3 and 80s Nostalgia. So recently, all the people who... Let's just start this off. 80s nostalgia, 80s and 90s specifically, is becoming ever more popular with things like the Guardians of the Galaxy and Stranger Things, which is pretty much the biggest offender in this case. And I just wanted to talk about this for a little bit because I watched Season 3. Again, it's my favorite season, but it still has a bunch of this 80s stuff. And sure, it's a really cool period piece because you get to see what it was like back then. And they're very accurate to like the source material, which is just the 80s. So I enjoy it, even though I wasn't around back then. But it's like the 80s. I suppose I really wanted to talk more about how people use the 80s and 90s as a setting. So like Stranger Things, for instance, really goes far into it and has sets and really wants you to know that this is the 80s or 90s, I suppose, I think in season 3. Or maybe they're not out of the 80s yet. I don't really know. But essentially, they go really into it. They make all the cars, the locations, the music, the sets, the clothing, the hair, everything just screams 80s. But let's go to a different movie, and this only comes to mind because it's the like worst one of these, I think, is Captain Marvel, which is supposed to be set in the 90s. But the only thing about it that's set in the 90s are pretty much the cars and the hairstyles. Like, no one is wearing what you would think they would be wearing in the 90s. No one talks like anything in the 90s. They name drop a few shows and movies like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But other than that, there's nothing that really sticks out from that movie like it does from Stranger Things.
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I will say, does it a lot better, where it might not be any of the hairstyles and surely not the clothing and setting, but the music, Guardians, as I'm sure a lot of people know, is pretty amazing. Like, whoever figures out what the soundtrack for those movies are is great at their job.
They just knew how to follow the source material really well when it came to, finding stuff from the 80s. Slightly popular music at the time, so they were able to sort of capture exactly what it was,
Yeah, and now they really make it super popular nowadays, which this is a different little thing, but real quick, like, I am of the opinion, and I know this is like such a, I don't know what this is, but it's some trope, that I really think like music back in the 80s, 90s, even 70s somewhat, is a lot better than nowadays music.
Yeah.
I know that's like I think it's like a millennial thing.
Hipster.
Yeah, I'm a hipster. Oh no. But
Well, we're not millennials, so.
What?
No, it's more of a hipster thing to just like older shit.
Okay.
But like, I don't know. Yeah, I sort of agree with you on that. It's
Yeah,
one of
me
those
too.
things where it's just like older music, it tends to be a lot better than new stuff because new stuff tends to be like hip hop and rap mostly. Unless
Well,
you look
that's
for
that's
like
the more
unless
that's
you
like the semi niche stuff.
Well,
All the popular stuff that plays on the radio is
well,
all pop music.
yeah, stupid ass pop music.
Yeah.
It's all formulaic. It's all the same. There's nothing to change except for like small things. It's always the same lyrics, the same things they.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just like, same structure, same chord progressions. It sounds the same lyrics. Literally, they sing about the same things. There's literally almost no change. You know.
Yeah, I'm
It's.
with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that if you're going to have a movie or TV show set in this period, and, and you don't use the period, why did you set it in that time frame? Like,
Yeah.
just have it take place in present day. If you're not going to use anything about the location other than just it takes place in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's just like you have to take careful consideration for the source material mostly. You have to literally dive into what what time your show is gonna be in, and really think about what's gonna be in the show, because you can't just have a show and say it's in the 90s, but you have shit from the 2010s just lying around in there. Like, you have to at least figure it out. You have to get the right music, the right atmosphere, and like everything like almost right to get it, to make sense.
Yeah.
You can't just like throw random shit in there and then hopefully no one doesn't notice.
Yeah. About right.
That's the problem. I was watching, I believe it was a Netflix original show with my mom, right? It was
Sure.
set in the 80s. And, well, it was about, I think, two cops. And they basically picked up an iPhone, but it's set in the 80s. iPhones didn't exist back then.
No, they didn't.
But they had 80s cars. They didn't have 80s music, though.
That is actually, I know there is a movie. It's Dark Phoenix. X-Men Dark Phoenix does that, except they do it with a song that plays on the radio. It's like a current pop song. It's like on the slower side, but it plays in a movie that's set in the 90s.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know how you screw that up.
It's a little ridiculous. That it's just that people don't check like whether or not it makes sense. They just throw it in there. Like a lot of the times, of
Because
course,
it sounds
might
cool
be
on the soundtrack.
yeah, or it might be like a brand deal type thing. Maybe sometimes. I think that's less likely though. They just throw it on there because it sounds nice. Like you gotta make sure you check that. You can't just throw it in there. It's not just something you could just do.
At the very least, Google the song and see what time it came out.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to our final segment, recommendations. I can go first if you guys need time to think of something.
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'm going to recommend. I'm going to recommend a video game, right? The most popular video game in the world, if you go by units sold. Can either of you guess what that is?
PUBG.
No, units sold.
Oh, units
yes,
sold?
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Oh God, get out of here.
I've been playing it more recently because Mr. Tesla Man started a server, which is pretty fun. We got a bunch of people on it. So I don't know. Minecraft's making a comeback, and I forgot how much I enjoyed it playing with other people. It's like a nostalgia trip back to when I was 12 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Your guys' recommend. So play Minecraft, I guess. No, I don't know. Do whatever you want. Your guys' recommendations? You got anything?
I guess I can go.
Okay.
I've been playing some new games recently. I bought a bunch of shit off the Steam Summer Sale, and one game I played, I played the entire game
I know what he's gonna recommend.
in one sitting. I recommend Doom 2016, like heavily. It's like so good. Just listening to the music and everything just melts together into this amazing experience. You're ripping through shit, killing shit, and it's just metal playing in your
Yeah,
fucking ears
killing
the entire
demons,
time.
yeah.
It's amazing. I
It is amazing.
100% recommend that.
And I'm so hyped for the sequel.
Oh, Doom Eternal coming out like
Comes out this year.
yeah. Ooh, yeah.
And now you're so hyped too because you finally played Doom.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Batman.
I'm not recommending a game.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm recommending another comic. I know.
Okay.
I'll stop for a while.
Ugh.
I want to recommend the current Justice League run by Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV.
Is that the one where they're doing where the villains take over the world?
Yeah, Perpetua and all that. Anyways, so I was in a recent issue, and I kind of want. I mean, I'll talk about the whole series, but I kind of want to talk about a couple parts. The new bat suit, the Sunbox suit, can rewrite you film by film. Freaking
Yeah.
amazing. They have this part where Superman is powered up with like 50,000 suns and instant knocks out a guy who can create universes.
That's awesome.
It's
Bro,
a
what?
freaking awesome series. I recommend everybody read it. It starts with the totality and then goes into Legion of Doom and then Hawk World and now the war
Yeah.
with Perpetua. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Have they finished Doomsday Clock yet?
Yeah, it's on its 11 issue.
Oh, okay.
We're almost done.
I'm gonna have to get caught up because I don't think I've read one since 8,
Yeah, I haven't read one since like 9, dude.
where they all get evaporated by Doctor Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, that's all we got.
Yeah, I suppose so.
All right.
Yeah.
See you all next time.
See you.
I just swap over to general.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming by. Podcast is over. We'll see you next week, most likely. I can see if there's anyone I can send you over to, but most likely not, because it is late. Let's see. Oh, I can send you over to Leon, dude. Here we go. Open Leon's thing. All right, I'll send you over there. You guys have a good night. I'll see you guys.